I've been reading. I'm a Jesus girl. Hey, I'm a Jesus girl.
What's up? It's Wednesday, so y'all know what time it is. It's time for the Wednesday's Word for Women show, the REmiX. Sure is good to be back. I had a nice couple of weeks off on vacay, but I sure did miss the delegation. And so I hope, as always, that your week is flipping along fantabulously. Your day, matter of fact, is rocking this whole entire planet. I hope you remember, we don't let nobody kill our vibe nor steal our joy on no day of the week. In our attitude, responses, and reactions to everything and anyone is our responsibility. So 7 days a week, 365, we can always, yes, always control and sway our atmosphere, whatever that atmosphere has to be. So the year 1987, the artist Alexander O'Neal. The album Hearsay. Yes, it was an album back then, or a cassette. The song Criticize. I'm gonna sing say. People say I can't sing, so I'm gonna say. Can't you find something else to talk about? Is this song the only one you sing? Make you look better when you put things down. Value your opinion. Don't criticize my friends. Criticize my ideas. Criticize my lifestyle. I'm fed up because all you want to do is criticize. Now, I was about 16, 17 years old, and I felt that thing down deep in my soul. I really didn't know what he was talking about, but I knew, from the video, because you remember the video told the story back in the day, I knew that whatever that criticizing was, she needed to stop, because she just needed to stop. Thinking about 2021, criticism has got so blatantly ridiculous. I mean, it has gotten to a point where we can't even converse without criticizing. Let's look at this definition of criticism. Criticize is to indicate the faults of someone or something, pointing out in a disapproving way their faults. So you are finding fault with folks, something or someone, in a disapproving way. Now, constructive criticism, on the other hand, is a helpful way of giving feedback that provides specific actions, suggestions, and it's clear to the point and easy to put into action. So constructive criticism is a helpful way of giving feedback that provides a specific action. Criticism is just the indication of someone's fault, finding fault with someone or something in a disapproving way, pointing it out. So here's the thing that concerns me greatly, because we're passing it down to the next generation. We can't communicate. We can't talk to each other anymore. We can't have different opinions. Everybody is running around here, not discussing, not even open to finding out, the what, when, why, and who's of a thing. We're just passing judgments, being critical of people. And there's a lady in the Bible that her name was Miriam. Now, I'm just saying, the Lord struck her with leprosy because she had the nerve to be, criticized. She's talking about Moses' wife specifically. And so Like, criticism is no small thing. You know, criticism, words, y'all, the power and life or death is in the tongue. Words can literally tear somebody's up. It can literally, you can break a person's self-worth and value with words. They say sticks and stones don't break my bones, but words will never hurt me. That is a lie straight from the pits of hell. Yes, they do. Sometimes you'd rather get one of them bones broke, because at least you know it's gonna heal, you know, and heal stronger, matter of fact. But you know, some words, sometimes people can't even process and digest, and it messes with the core of who people are. And so if you really don't like a thing, or you see something, you see a fault, if the purpose is to make it better, then why are we publicly criticizing and putting people on blast? Under the guise like we care, or you know, you finding the fault and you care, but you're not going to the person. You're not offering constructive criticism. You're actually putting someone on blast, spilling it and spewing it to people that can't do nothing about it, not even the person. So tell me, how is it? What is it that what's really your aim? And quiet as it's kept, you may think that you're looking smart. You may think that you're looking good. You just look sad. You look jealous. You look envious when you're always talking about somebody, always finding fault. Here's the thing. We all got faults. We all got faults. And the same grace that you want people to use with you and your faults, why is it that we just cannot seem to want to extend that same grace and kindness and gentleness to others? Now, I know I have a problem. I can be harsh. I know that. And so I have to work extra hard. But at the end of the day, even if it comes out harsh, my intent is never to harm you. My intent is never to put you down. My intent is never to belittle you. And that's what we are. Everybody, you know, not everybody, but people are running around here criticizing and belittling people, thinking that somehow makes you look better. It does not. It makes you look sad. It really makes you look pitiful. And so when you get to criticizing someone or something, you know, ask yourself before you put your mouth on something, and why am I saying this? Get the why. Why are you finding fault with this thing? And here's the thing, guys, some stuff is we need to find fault with, but then how we handle it tells the heart of the matter. Am I going to go to that person and give constructive criticism with some specific actions to fix it, to help it? If it's all that, if it's bothering me so much, why won't I show a person how to do it right? You don't know what you don't know. And so you out here telling every Tom, Dick, and Harry and Joe Blow my faults. How is that helping anyone or anything? You're just talking, you're just gossiping. And so my question to you all is, start being conscious and think about what you're thinking about, but more so, think about before you say a thing, taste it in your mouth. Is this helpful? Is this beneficial? Is this uplifting? Is this going to harm somebody? Should I be minding my business? I can't even remember who said it. If you're not going to help, at least don't harm. The Mind Your Business ministry, I promise you, takes new members every day, all day, 365, 24/7. You can always join the Mind Your Business ministry, and sometimes that's what we need to join. What are we talking about? Got our mouth on some stuff. We ain't got a bit more help in our hearts than the man on the moon. We just want to spread your mess. We just want to put your failures out on blast, but we want to keep ours all up in the closet, and we want all this grace and we want all this understanding. Well, can we start trying to extend that to others? It's so funny how a kind word, a gentle word, or constructive criticism can change a person's whole life. Diana Ross, some people might not know her, but anyway, she was like great Motown artist, in the 80s, she was diva, Miss Ross. She was like a huge superstar. She was the epitome of a superstar. Well, when she first started, when she was in the Supremes, she says she always did this thing with her eyes. I can't even do it. She was like, she used to do something like this. And she was like, she thought that she was looking sexy and coy. Well, someone finally in one of the other groups, maybe Smokey, or somebody from the Four Tops or the Temptations. Anyway, one of the Motown artists like, what is you doing? What's wrong with your eyes? And she's like, what do you mean what's wrong with my eyes? I'm out here looking sexy and coy. I'm giving it to y'all. He's like, no, you really need to look at yourself. So he showed her what she looked like, and she was appalled. But so he didn't just talk about her. He was like, yo, what are you doing? First of all, is something wrong? Isn't that a good question to ask somebody? Is something wrong? Because you never know. What if she would have had some kind of disability or something? She didn't, but I'm just saying, sometimes some people have like a disability. There's a reason why somebody is doing something. And so the first thing would be is to ask them, are they even cognizant of what they're doing, and is there a reason that they're doing? Could be something medical or physiological or something. That's the first thing you need to think about when confronting someone. Well, that had a good ending. She stopped and she went on to become the boss. Like, she did her thing. She fixed her eyes. She did. She took that criticism and turned it, and then the next thing you know, she became the head of the group, left the group, and became the boss. On the flip side of that, I can remember I was in Pittsburgh, Kansas, and if you knew Pittsburgh, Kansas back in the day, back then, it was majority Caucasian. I don't know what it is now, but I know back then it was a majority Caucasian, and the black kids that were there were in this this group home that was down there. And so you can imagine, as a young black girl with not many black girls there, what words meant to me. Some words crushed me, but then some words were uplifting. I can remember how I was made to be cognizant of my color. Up until that point, I really didn't know. I mean, I could see black or white or whatever, but I didn't know that there was like this big of difference, and this big of difference I was somehow supposed to be less than. So they talked to me in a way that I knew that I was supposed to be less than, but thank God that they were people that spoke over top that criticism. And so that I knew, well, that's your problem. I knew that I was somebody. I knew, even in those circumstances, I knew, because I had people that were speaking. Even if I did something wrong in my failures, they were teaching up. They were speaking up. They weren't speaking down to me like some of them was. And some people, y'all, did not make it. That was in that same place. Some people, they got on drugs. They died, suicide, and all that stuff. But imagine, I wonder what I would be like if I hadn't had the people that were. They dealt with my failure. They criticized me, but they criticized me in a way to teach me, to show me to be better, not just to point out my failures. We all can get pointed out our failures or we're doing something wrong. And so you can make or break a person with your words, with your criticism. And in the point of voicing your opinion, first of all, get what you think about a thing out, but then also to help that which you see is a failure, that which you can help. It's a messy person that can help something, but won't help it, but will sit and talk about it and talk down about it to other people that they ain't got nothing to do with it and has no business knowing this about a person, him, her. We got to start doing better. Your opinions matter. Your views matter. But what it isn't supposed to do is to belittle and put down another. We can be different and have different preferences without being critical and condemning people. Taste the words, mull them around in your mouth before you say a thing. Is this helpful or hurtful? Can I do something about it, or I just want to talk about it, or I just want to point it out and see what everybody else thinks about it? Sometimes we just point out stuff to see what everybody else thinks about it because we don't know. How about you start using your brain and formulate, how would you handle this? How would you do different? And then let that person know, not everybody else. Constructive criticism can really change and shape a person's life for better, and criticism can just break it and send them on a path of self-destruction because they think they're not worthy. They think something somehow is wrong with them. Well, hell, there's something wrong with all of us, but I'm here, you're here. I love me some me, you love me some you. You fall, you get up. You fall, you get up. I mean, hey, that's what we do. And so there's no big I's or little U's. We are all in this thing together. And so I hope that we as a people can start constructively criticizing things versus just criticizing, like that song Alexander O'Neal cautioned us. I love you guys. It's now Ask Pastor Payne Hot Topics. It's a new thing. I'll tell you about it in just a second. Y'all be blessed. I'm praying for you. I'm your biggest fan. Those of you who I know have suffered great losses, I'm praying for you. I pray comfort and peace. Just keep breathing and just standing. Just keep breathing and keep standing and leaning on the people in your life. Don't try to be strong and do it all. That's why you have a village. Love you guys. See you next week. Wearing bonnets or scarves in public means you have no pride. So, welcome to the Ask Pastor Payne Hot Topic. And it's going to be a little different. I'm going to be adding a hot topic from the week just to get us engaged with each other. And instead of posing your question, which you still can, and you will be a guest on the show, I would like to interject a hot topic of the week for us to get each other's opinions on, to see what each other thinks. I have learned that you don't know what you think about a thing until you are faced with that thing and have to make some sort of decision or take some kind of stance or declare some kind of outcome about that thing that you want to see. And so it's always good to just voice your opinion in a safe place respectfully, and see what each other is thinking, because what I know for sure is everybody has came to their conclusion about everything based upon the life they live, the environments they've been in, their tendencies, their preferences. And so the only way that we will get to know each other is if we get to hear how somebody else thinks about a thing and how differently. I wanted to bring that back. We can have different opinions and think different thoughts about things without being enemies, without being nasty. And so I am going to kick this off. And so this week's hot topic is there is a comedian. Her name is Monique, and she put out a video. It was about women wearing bonnets and scarves out in public, specifically Black women, African American women. She is a Black woman, and she says that she was in this airport and she lost count of how many women she's seen out in public wearing a bonnet or a scarf. And for my Caucasian sisters, Latino sisters, or other ethnicities, if you don't know what a bonnet is a head covering. It's kind of like it's not a scarf. It's a bonnet. It's like a hat, but it's generally silk, so that it protects our hair, so that our hair won't break. And so it's just like a poofy bonnet hat. Like, you think back in the wagon days, how the women used to wear the bonnets covering their hair. Well, this is sort of like that. And so she says that she wants to talk to women who are out here wearing bonnets or scarves in public. She says that you look a mess and that you don't have pride if you come out of the house with a bonnet or a headscarf on. She put it out under the guise of just us taking pride in ourselves. I get what she was trying to say. I question always publicly how we can voice our opinions in such a way that downgrades others. She says that this is ghetto, and people, a lot of the culture thinks that, and it's a shame, and this, that, and the other. Okay, well, whatever your stance is on it, I will say that there is no reason ever to put a particular group of people down publicly, and we do this under the guise of caring. But how can you publicly shame someone? And that's supposed to be caring. Like our topic for the week, and this was just coincident, is criticize. Criticizing is you've passed a judgment on someone. You are saying that they are a failure. And then in this instance, to tie me wearing a headscarf or a bonnet with pride in myself, I don't understand how you can do that. You cannot prefer a woman coming out in public like that. You cannot, it cannot look right to you, but you can't denote me wearing a bonnet to me having pride in myself. I can remember when I was graduating and from seminary, and I had rollers in my hair, but I had to go get my nails done, and I couldn't take the rollers out till right before I was getting dressed. And so I went to the nail shop, and my makeup had to be done. I got it professionally done. Shout out to Alonda Ross. Woohoo, I miss you. I got my makeup done, and I had my hair done by Jody Blunt, love you. And there was these big rollers, but I had to go get my nails done last. So I was out. I went to the nail shop. I had the big rollers. They were the huge rollers because I had a lot of hair rolled up. And I went, and to say that I didn't have pride in myself because I went out with the rollers, for me, my preference was to have, the big rollers show them, because I kind of felt a little Marilyn Monroe-ish. I kind of felt like a diva. For me, I didn't put on a bonnet, first of all, because there wasn't one big enough for me. I didn't have one big enough to even cover up the big rollers, but I was prideful. I was very proud. I was graduating. I had just completed 4 years of schooling, so you can't denote a preference and say that it is saying this about someone because based upon their clothes. Just like you can't say because someone wears tight clothes or they show cleavage that you're a hoe. You can't say just because someone's pants are sagging that they're somehow dumb and they all got to be thugs. It's a preference. And so we got to be careful of putting too much emphasis on our preferences and placing them on to others. This is how we think. You're thinking because you're wearing this. There are many reasons why people do what they do, and you don't know. And so how can you then publicly shame a whole group of people? What if someone is bald, they're going through chemo? There's a whole bunch of reasons. And you cannot like it, don't get me wrong, and you can think it's tasteless, and you can think it's ghetto, you can think whatever, but you can't say that someone doesn't have pride in themselves because they XYZ. That's my only thing. So what say you all? What do you say, ladies, and some gentlemen popping in? Do you think because you see a woman out in public and she has on a bonnet or a headscarf that she doesn't care about herself, and that she is out here disrespecting the culture, or she is bringing down the culture, or she's playing into a stereotype because she's wearing a headscarf or a bonnet? And so that's our hot topic. That's my opinion. I sure would appreciate, you guys putting your opinions down in the comments. Keep it respectful, but I really, this is what we have to start tackling, issues in our community. And maybe if we get different people's point of view, we can actually come to some sort of consensus about a thing, or at least try to understand each other. Because once you understand the thing, you look at people different, and you won't just stereotype them. And so hope you guys enjoyed this. Think about it. Really think about it and be honest. It's okay, whatever your preference is. That's just mine, but it's okay. And let's see how this plays out. I love you guys. And if you do have an Ask Pastor Payne question, you can always post it in the comments. Text me, call me, DM me, or whatever, and you will be a guest on the show. And if not, then we're going to have to fit in this hot topic, because I think it's important for us to engage each other and see where each other is coming from. And so you guys be blessed. Have a wonderful week. I will see you next week.